Finally, in our last part of Chapter 1, this is the 7th section, we're going to talk about finalizing a page, things like spell checking and getting our page set up straight. So we'll start by making a spelling error here. Maybe on lakes, maybe we'll put lax. And we didn't catch that whenever we were typing it in. We're kind of in a hurry. Maybe we're not fishing. Maybe we add an extra letter in there because, again, we're not good typers. We got in a hurry. So when we get finished with something, we want to make sure that we spell check it. And the spell check is in the Review tab over on the left. When you click Spelling, you'll notice that it did not find fishing with a T, so we can say we are going to change that to fishing because that's what it suggested. And why does it not want to change it? Fishing, change. It should change it there. And because it caught fishing first, it says, do you want to continue at the beginning of the sheet? Yes, we do. And so there it caught our lake error. So yes, we want to change to lakes. We're going to click change. And there we go. And so now it didn't find anything else. It was just taking a second to respond there. But we got both of our spelling errors corrected. You'll notice that it gave me the option to add the misspelled words to the dictionary. So if you're using odd engineering words and you're going to be using them a lot, you may want to add those to the dictionary. But that's how you do a spell check. Just in the review, the spelling, you'll notice F7 is the shortcut to it. If you're ever trying to come up with an optional word, there's also a thesaurus in there. So definitely some options on getting your page set up to look the right way. Now once you spell check it, we already talked about how to go into View and look at the page break and make sure it's set up right. But something else you can do is the actual page layout. You can tell it what kind of margins you want it to have, whether they're normal, wide, or narrow, or custom. You can also tell it the orientation. Right now it's in landscape. Maybe we want to change it to portrait. That may change where your page breaks fall though. The size of the page, typically you want the 8.5 by 11. And if there's something specifically you want to print, maybe you just want to print this information, you can always go into Set Print Area. And you'll notice that our page break changed to only that information. So maybe we want to print the whole thing again. We'll set that as our print area. So if you want to print something here and then also something over here, you just highlight them both, click your Set Print Area, and now this is page 1 and this is page 2. And that's what you'll get whenever you do a print preview. So something else that I like to do, let's clear this out and then set this back as our print area again. So that's what we're going to print. When you go into your print preview, that's going to be in the File tab and then in the Print area. And it's going to give you a print preview here. It's going to tell you how many pages it's supposed to be printing. And this is a place for you to double check and make sure it looks the way you want it to look. Page setup is a great thing to look at here. This will run through your letter size, your normal margins, fitted on one page, your portrait orientation, all of that stuff. That's great. But go to your page setup tab. Right now, it's only printing to 77% because it's fitting it all on one page. If you change this to 100%, you'll notice that now it's printing on 2 pages. And so you cut your information off here. When you go back into your spreadsheet, see how we now have a page break at that location? That may tell us that maybe we should change it to landscape. And now at 100%, you'll notice that page break went away. And when we go into our print preview, it looks like it all fits on one page again. And in our page setup, it's printing to 100%. So that's something that's pretty nice. You can also change your print quality. You can go in and customize your margins. You can tell it to center your information on the page. You can go in and edit your header and footer. And you can also tell it on the Sheet tab what area it's printing based on your cells. Cell A1 to cell H10 is what it's printing. And you can tell it if there's a certain row to repeat at the top. For instance, if we want that row 1 that says Paradise Lake Resort to print at the top of every single page, you could tell it that you want to print A1 or row 1, and you could get it to print Paradise Lake Resorts at the top of every page. You could pick row 1 and 2, and it would give you the resort and the date at the top. You could also have it repeat columns. So that's pretty handy. You can also tell it if there's multiple pages, what order to put your pages in. If you're going to go from top to bottom and then left to right, or from left to right and then top to bottom. So there's definitely some interesting things down in here in this page setup area. As far as formatting, you always want to print preview. Make sure you know how many pages are printing. Make sure your name is on your page. That would be really important. If your name is not on your page, make sure and get that put on. And then of course you can pick your printer properties and where you're going to print to. And that's about all for getting your page set up, making sure it's formatted the right way, and getting information ready to turn in.